Hi everybody, welcome to my show. I'm gonna flip over and set my YouTube up. Hold on just a second. Wrong mouse here. That way I can read the questions better. Let me mute my page here so we're not getting feedback. Okay. If you'd like to post your questions, if you put a hearts before, I'm going to try to pull the questions before I start reading it today, because I'm here by myself and it gets difficult for me to read through all the questions because I have some visual problems in my right eye. I want to say hello to everybody. Hi, Ellen, Janet, Gina, Sherry, Hermit's Corner. That's Dean, I believe is his name. Welcome. I have control of my mouse here. Let me get back up here. Who else we got in the room? Welcome, everybody. Hi, Wayne. Suzanne, I'm sure you're around someplace. Hi, Sheila. How are you doing, Sheila? You're going to have to come on with me one of these days. There's the question. Flip over here. I've got my Word Perfect open so I can cut and paste questions so I can keep track of them. How is everybody today? It's been a crazy week, hasn't it been? I know the big talk this week is Texas abortion laws. I do see that not lasting too long before they can do a lot of things. We may have to wait for the Senate to change, because the bills that Congress are doing, I feel, yeah, they'll pass this, wanting to keep Roe versus Wade. But as we all know, the Senate, anything that hits the Senate floor, they're going to reject it, unfortunately. They're just going to do everything in their power to stay with that agenda. And until we take the Senate, we're going to have a hard time getting a lot of things through. After that, I'm foreseeing a lot of changes happening when Dems take over the Senate. Big changes. Hey, Lisa. How are you doing today? Anyways, yeah. As I was saying in Debbie's chat earlier, in regards to Florida and up-and-coming hurricanes, I'm hearing rain constantly, heavy rains. It sounds like a downpour. I've actually got up and looked out the window to see if it was raining, because I'm hearing it that loud. It sounds like it's raining outside. And I've been getting that for about 2 weeks now. And I'm seeing that rain coming in with hurricanes in Florida. And so anybody that lives in Florida, if you get evacuation notices or you're just not feeling good about these hurricanes coming, get out. I'm not so sure the hurricanes are going to be hard hitters, because I'm seeing like a 2, 3, but it's the amount of rain. They're going to be slow moving hurricanes. They're going to have a lot of rain built up with them, and it's going to drown Florida, and it's going to go all the way up the eastern seaboard and then cut across, just like the last ones did. I see 2 hurricanes hitting the Florida region, one on the east side and then one coming through the Gulf picking up, and the one in the Gulf is going to pick up a lot of rain because that water's warm. So hey, forewarn, just think of your safety, have your go bags, your important papers, cash on hand, because ATMs are going to be hard to get to for a while. Make sure your car is full of gas so you can get out. Better to be prepared than not prepared. I do see, I saw some questions that about New York and those areas. Yes, New York, New Jersey, those areas are going to get plummeted by more rain from the hurricanes coming up too. And it's going to be problematic because you're going to get more rain in areas that, just like this last time, areas that don't normally, it's not going to be right on the coast. It's going to be more inland, so it's going to affect the tunnels, the trains, all that. So yeah, I see that happening too. Just be prepared. And if you live in an area that could possibly flood or flooded this last time in the cities, make arrangements to stay something above ground level. If you live in basement apartments, get your important stuff out and moved up, and hopefully you have places to go. Hi, Connie. I see you came in. Yeah, I haven't seen Ron coming into my live streams, actually, Lisa. Yeah, he has been really busy. I crashed the other day and missed everybody's program. All the readers out there, I am so sorry. I had a really bad day yesterday. Was in a lot of pain. Took some medicine, laid down at 2 o'clock. I was out cold. I woke up at 1:30 this morning. I thought it was morning. I didn't realize that, it was the middle of the night still. It happens. My body said, hey, you need to rest, so I rest. But I did hear back from UCSF, and we've got a game plan going on. They're coordinating me with another team of doctors. I'm going to have some more tests, 3D MRIs, which I believe they're going to be running that through the new IT program where they can detect early stage cancer, pancreatic cancer. They want to roll that out because I have a genetic predisposition for that. I'm in a UCLA study on that, but I'm not in their group anymore. So I'm transferring my everything over to UCSF now and working with that team. So it'll be a few months before I know more information. I'm going to set all the worry on the back shelf with that. I have faith that God will take me where he needs me to go. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to go with the flow. And I'm tired of fighting with my insurance company. So we all know how that goes. Do we have any more questions right now? I'll try to pull as many as I can as I see them come up. Let's see, what else have I been doing? I've been writing quite a bit. Had a crazy Monday, massive downloads. My guides were just bombarding me with information. I haven't finished doing the writing from that and linking back in with my guides. It was just very overwhelming, to say the least, of the amount of information I've been getting. If anybody has any kind of questions about spirituality, anything, throw it at me. I meditate. I have a really great connection with my guides. Anything I seem to pose to them, they give me answers. So I go into a meditative trance. I free write. My guides free write through me. I just type. I'm the typist. the typist that can spell when my guides are behind me. I'm actually a pretty good typist. I just can't spell words. Crap. I'm dyslexic, so that's part of my spelling problems. Let me see what my notes have in here. I sent out a message to Black Cat. She was doing a crime scene reading. I was going to see if she wanted to connect up. Hopefully she'll get back with me on that. I'm looking for somebody that's a medium that does crime scene type readings, preferably more current ones, because I really do like doing those readings. But the old ones are fun, but the more current ones, we might be able to get information out that can be used. So if anybody's a medium and is interested in doing that kind of deep dive work, contact me, because it would be fun. Those I'd like to more video off camera, see what we get, because as people that followed Debbie and I when we were doing the crime scene, we had a couple of them that were, we had one that was just, it was so horrific we couldn't talk about it live, because we had both stepped into a very, very horrid crime scene, and we were seeing it happening. Yeah, you can't post that on a live stream. It just wasn't appropriate. So we had long conversations after we did that one, because we were both seeing the same things, and it was crazy. I'm sorry, my vision's off. I need to visualize. Did not stop practicing. Is that a troll? I need to get my yeah, we're just gonna block that guy. I need to get moderators set up. I need to figure out how to do that. Why isn't it? Oh, I'm trying to block him, and he's in the. I need to do it from YouTube. Hold on. Oh, come on. It's not letting me block him. Probably if I hit the right buttons. Hey, my first troll. Bye-bye, Lucifer. Now, Lisa, I'm going to have to talk to you after the show. You're going to have to tell me how to set up moderators, because I have no clue. What did Sheila type? I know I need moderators. I just don't know how to make moderators. Do I just click on them? Yeah, I don't have a lot of control over here. Well, hello, Ron. Welcome to the show. Hey, Ron, I hear you're making the rounds today. So I click next to the person I want to make a moderator. Is that what you said? I've been doing that. It's not doing anything. I'm dumbfounded. Hi, Deb Z. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, I just got my notification I'm live. Yeah, at least it popped up. Yeah, Deb, if you want to put a question in, I've still got plenty of room for questions. Go opposite side of the icon. It's just not letting me do it. Hello, Herc. We're going to be 91 here today, Herc. 102 tomorrow. Click next to the 3 dots. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Is this Lisa?
Yes, when you're in.
Yeah.
Cover.
Yeah. I do, and it just gives me the option to block or report. Oh, that's right. You're right. I am logged in on my other. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to open a different YouTube here. That's why it's not letting me do it. Okay. I will do that. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. Okay. Bye-bye. Wasn't she great? The problem is my YouTube is logged in under my other username. Hold on. I can't see my camera right now. Come on, mouse, work for me. Okay, I'm back. I just need to be able to see the screen. Well, the first question I had on my list, and I only have 2, so I'll take more questions as they come up. I gotta find my. I need to be able to see my chat here. Hold on a second. Oh, so much room. Okay. I'm logged in on my other YouTube channel username. Okay. The first question I had was from Sherry, and she wants to know if we had any messages for her. And of course, I always tune instantly into Sherry's husband because he connects with me quite easily. Who's passed? Her husband has the sweetest soul. Warm. Sherry, Dennis is sending his love, and he's still with you as always. Have you been feeling, Sherry? Are you still a little bit under the weather? Okay, yeah. He's I hope you're feeling better, Sherry. Hi, Rochelle. Okay, I don't sing, Deb, so you're gonna have to call Lisa. You don't want me singing. Especially Dionne Warwick, because that's not going to sound good. I have no rhythm. I have no tone. I can barely talk. I sound like a frog most of the time. Well, Sherry, I'm seeing that you're being given some options. I'm sorry, my camera's further away than it used to be. Pick up light. You have some options. Still need to talk to your doctor and follow up with the way you're feeling. Don't buy that get over it thing. Tell them, no, something's wrong. Check my vitamin levels, all that. You're having problems with some depression. Getting over it's not going to cut it. I know he's told you that. I know it's an emotional time, but you have all of us. We love you. And you can call me anytime if you want to talk. Reach out to your family, your friends. You are moving to higher ground. Things are getting better and easier for you. I know it's been a long struggle, but things are getting better. And remember, you have family. You have a beautiful home. You have a beautiful family. When you're feeling down, reach out. Reach out to your son and daughter and your granddaughter and just touch base with them. Let them know how you're feeling, because it's important to keep people, loved ones around. And when you're feeling a little bit down, just talk. It really is helpful. And they're not seeing it as anything burdensome. They're there for you. They love you. And Dennis is still there for you. He's not leaving your side. He's sticking around to look over you and to make sure you're okay. So I love you, Sherry. I hope that's helpful. Yeah, I'll do that, Ron. I'll make moderators. I just need to log into my channel page, and if I do that, I'm gonna throw my chat screen out, and I sort of need that right now. I think I may have lost my chat screen. Let me pull it up again. I do an enlarged pop-out screen so I can read your statements, because I have vision problem. There we go. Okay, the next question is from Gina, and I'm not going to post it because I can't. I'll have to scroll way up and find them again. It says, would I read for you or pull you a card? Gina, do you want a general reading on spirit, or do you want me to pull you an oracle card? Which do you prefer? I look at the live stream over here. So I got two computers going here. You can't hear me? Okay. My mic didn't connect. It's part of the problem. My camera's farther away than usual. Is everybody having problems hearing me? Okay. Is Gina still in the room? Oh, whatever I feel. But I would do both. Why not? Let me see. I haven't used these for a while. I'm going to use the postcards from Spirit. Just going to pull you in here. Yeah, the middle of the deck. It says, Dearest you, miracles never run out. Look back over your life and you will see so many moments of synchronicity. When all is the right, when all of the right people, the right place, the right opportunities, and the right time just show up without any of your help. Think back to how you felt just before the miracle happened. You felt you were giving up, but it was more like a gentle surrender to whatever was about to happen. We want you to know that miracles are being concocted for you, and you will never, ever run out of them. You just don't get to choose how they come, who will deliver them, and when they will show up, and what they will do for you. All of that is our department. Spirit knows what is best for you and what wants to be expressed through you. You are incredible and amazing and a magnet for miracles. That would be good mantra for you today. You're on it. Relax. If you only knew how much you were loved. Sigh. That's great. That's a great card. I love these cards. Karen's the one that was using these all the time when she was reading with Debbie, and I just had to have them. So, what a great message from Spirit. Let's see what Spirit also has to say in the cards for you. I shuffled all my decks, but I'll give it a quick shuffle. See if I can throw them all around. And we got it's looking pretty good. We got the Hierophant for you. This is your power, your spirituality. I always see the Hierophant as a very positive card. I'm getting the Page of Pentacles moving forward. So financially, you may be coming into a little bit of money, a little bit of stability coming towards you. You're getting ready to move to some calmer waters. Things are calming down for you. All your hard work's going to pay off. Everything you do, what you reap, you sow, with the Seven of Pentacles. Just quit feeling bound up, because you're not. You can get away. Everything is good. You have things are just looking good for you, Gina. I think things are turning on a positive note, especially financially. I think things are going to be moving forward in this season. So relax and enjoy the ride. You know, those miracles are coming, like the card says. You never know when they're going to just arrive. So, do we have any other questions? Because you can't leave me lingering here with nothing to read on. And if nobody has any personal questions, I can do political questions too. Although granted, I've been minimizing my news intake because it's driving me crazy. Sherry, you are not a burden, not even to your family. Anytime you reach out, they're always there for you, and you know it. Trust me, they do not feel you're a burden. I can hear Lisa singing in the background. I just don't have her on. Lisa, you want to join us so you can sing for Deb? Trust me, you don't want me to sing. What is the rest of September going to be like for Amber? Blow up my screen. Sorry, Deb. It moved. I can't enlarge the screen that has my StreamYard on it. It won't let me expand the screen out so I can see it better. So let's see. For Amber, which I love that name. What is the rest of September going to have in store for me? September. My guys say your September is looking good. Oh, no way. It's funny. The first two cards are the same two cards I got for the last reading. Well, it looks like things are going good. I got the Hierophant and the Page of Coins. The first two cards, I'm like, really? Because I stuck them in the middle of the deck before I shuffled. So yes, you have messages of finances coming towards you. Spirit in your life with the Hierophant. That's my spiritual card. It looks like you've been battling a bit, which is the center of the reading with the Five of Swords. But you're going to be overcoming this. I get the Ace of Coins coming your way. So things are getting better. It's going in a positive way. And you've got the Hierophant lighting your path and moving you forward. So I think your September is going to move smoothly forward. Things financially are going to settle down and go your way. And you got your path guided. So it is looking good. But battling with yourself. Your finances are going to be good. It looks positive. I need some of these cards for my own. I wish I could read for myself. I cannot read for myself. It makes no sense when I pull cards. Let's telepathically poke Kathy. Yeah, Debbie, I'm surprised I'm not picking up on your telepathy. I know I get Jay and I connect that way sometimes. I do with a few people, which is one of our new skills that's going to be coming forward for a lot of people. Maybe September won't even exist for you. Who are you talking to, Wayne? My mouse isn't working too good here. Sorry for the dead air time here. You're welcome, Amber. And oh, Lisa wants to know how September is going to be for her. Okay. And Ellen, I'll get your question next after that. So Lisa, September. I haven't read for you in a long time, Lisa. I still see Colorado in your future. But I don't think that's happening in September. Hey, Lisa, are you putting in resumes out there? Hey, Lisa, you got resumes going out there now? Yes. Because I am seeing the Four of Wands. That's your home. And you've got the sun shining on you. And why I asked is because I'm getting the Eight of Pentacles coming your way. So you might be getting some offers, some good offers coming your way soon. Sure is looking like it. You're feeling a little bit burdened. I wouldn't be, because I've got the Ace of Swords on your side. And yes, things are going to come through and work out your way. So quit worrying. Just get those applications out. Remember, you've got a good resume. You can negotiate your price. And who knows? Are you sending them out of state? Because you may get an offer from Colorado. I think a lot of us are seeing you moving to Colorado. You know, I'm the one that originally told her she was going to meet a man in a uniform. I never said fireman. I never saw a fireman. That's just what became the joke. So who knows? He could be a police officer or some other uniform. I mean, when she moves to Colorado, maybe somebody in the military. There's a huge military base there. You never know. We're rooting for you, though, Lisa. Definitely rooting for you. Okay, Ellen did have a question about her son, and let me pull that one up. I get my mouse to work. Probably not the mouse, it's probably the user. Got a bit of a tremor in my hand today. Where's that question? There it is. Okay. My son's girlfriend broke up with him. He is bipolar, depressed, and has panic disorders and severe anxiety. Will he pull through? Will his life turn around? Is he still taking his meds, Ellen? Or is he skipping them once in a while? Because that's going to make a lot of difference in him. Also, he needs to make an appointment with his neurologist or his psychologist, whoever's handling his bipolar disorder, and talk to them. Get some counseling through them. Talk about the panic disorder that he's suffering from right now, the anxiety, because they can help get that back in balance. It's really important that he stay as balanced as possible, as you well know. And they can also help him with some of that depression. And it might help him just to do a few rounds of counseling, to have somebody neutral to talk to that's not family. Sometimes that neutral, that neutral person that doesn't have any skin in the game, sometimes can be very helpful. As much as we'd like to, help our kids, sometimes they act like we're trying to run their lives when we're not. We're just trying to give them some good advice. So I definitely would encourage him to go in and see his doctors about the depression, about the anxiety, because it's going to throw him into that imbalance, and he doesn't need to go plummeting. He needs to stay as stable as possible. He will get through this. I'm feeling he will get through this. Oh, your dad's sending his love. He's also watching over your son. I love your dad's energy. He so connects with me. Her dad is like my dad. I love how your dad just jumped straight in, Ellen. He's a great man. And he gives me goosebumps. Yes, your son's going to come through this. It's going to be a little bit hard, but actually, everything's looking good on his side. He just needs to reach out. Like I said, reach out to the doctors, address it, nip it in the bud now. He's a king. He's the king of wands. He's a strong person. First card I get for him is the stars. The stars are shining down on him from the heavens. I always see all these stars as all the archangels surrounding him, helping him get through this, giving him strength from above. He is working on it. He is trying to make, I'm sorry, I hope I'm not shaking my camera. He is working towards this, but he does need to reach out. Like I said, reach out, ask for the help so he can successfully work through this. He cannot do it all by himself. We all need to reach out and ask for help sometimes. As hard as it is, and I know I'm one of the ones that it's really hard to ask for help from other people. I'm more than willing to help people, but it's hard for me to ask for help and receive it. So, and with being bipolar, that can be very difficult too, is to ask for help. So, and like I said, he's the king. He's just trying to hold on to everything he has right now. And sometimes we need to just let things go. It will balance back out. He needs to give it time. Hold on to what he has, but he may have to let the past go and work forward. And that's difficult for all of us, regardless of our circumstances. But I'm seeing him as the knight. He's going to be moving forward. The Knight of Swords. He will find his truth, and he will find a new relationship, and things will balance back out. So blessings to your son. I will keep him in my prayers. Your father is looking over him. I can feel his energy. Your dad is so great too. And he's there. He's overseeing you. He's overseeing your mother. He's just there for everybody in the family. He's working from the other side to hold on to you. So it will work itself out. And like I said, have him go in and see his doctor. Ask for some help with the depression, with the anxiety. They can give him something to settle down anxiety attacks. I know periodically I have them, and it really does help a lot. If you're having those full-blown anxiety attacks where you're just sort of temporarily losing it, it can really help a lot. And the medication doesn't dope you out so much that you can't get control of your senses. You're not outside of yourself. So much love to you. I will add him to my prayer list and send him lots of love and light. The angels are around him, protecting him, and that's good. And your father is there for him. So I think things are going to work out really well for you and for him. Hello, Kathleen. I see Kathleen Lightworkers here. I don't know what's going on with my computer. Hold on, let me mute there. Kathleen's granddaughter was just diagnosed with COVID. Everybody, please send some love, light, healing energy to her. And let's pray that she does not get a very severe case of it. She gets a very mild case and recovers quickly from that. I love that. To your granddaughter, Rory, which I think is funny because I'm a Kathleen also. And my granddaughter's name is Rory as well. So much love to you, Kathleen, and your granddaughter and your family. We will keep her in our prayers. I lost my pop out again. What's going on with my computer here? Pop out chat. There it is. And let's see. Hey, Sharon. What's going on? Yes, let us know how everything is going, Amber. We're going to send Debsy a magic wand so she can heal the world with her magic wand, all of our sons and daughters. The wand's in the mail. I love you, Debsy. You have such a great sense of humor. What kind of meditation technique do I use? Sort of an instantaneous one over the years. I'm one of those people. I'm dyslexic. I'm ADD. I get easily distracted, and my mind runs a million miles an hour, nonstop, especially when I try to sleep. Constant chatter. What I do is I try to focus on one thing, one word, one sound, one place. I grew up in Oregon, and I meditated when I was a teenager, junior high. I started meditating. I get out in the middle of the forest and sit in the forest, and there was this great, big, huge 6-foot tree that had fell. I used to climb up on that, lay down on it, and listen to the trees breathe. And yes, the movement of the trees blowing in the wind, and it's like they're breathing, that tossing, and listen to the birds, and just focusing on the sounds and forgetting about all the other clutter in my head. And so when I meditate, I go there a lot. I just envision that place because it was such a place of serenity for me. It was a place I went to ground myself, to get in touch with God, to pray. I was going through a lot of abuse back in those days, so prayer was a constant. And that's when I learned to meditate. Then I also lived on the Umpqua National Forest, and the Umpqua River ran behind our house. There was a hiking trail up and down it. And about half a mile or so from my backyard, there was a waterfall. And I used to sit on an outcrop of rocks and stare at the waterfall and pretend like the water was washing over me. And I'd actually visualize myself going under the water and it just washing me, purifying me. So that's another way I meditate too, is I go back to the falls. And I actually pulled it up on screen. There's pictures of the falls on their website there. Um, I lived on a Forest Service station called Steamboat, and it was a compound, and there was probably about 50 families that lived up there, 40 miles away from nowhere, out in the middle of the woods. And it was a pretty neat place to grow. We didn't have TV or anything. We had the woods and fly fishermen and log trips up and down the road. And it was a pretty cool place to live, though. And beautiful, beautiful landscape. It has been turned into, it's no longer a Forest Service compound. It has now been turned into a B&B. And all the houses that we used to live in are now bungalows, or not bungalows. Well, they're houses, but you can rent the different houses. And there's 3-bedroom houses, 4-bedroom houses, 2-bedroom ones. There's a few trailers up there, and they lease them out, and it's pretty affordable. So if you're ever northeast of Roseburg, Oregon, head up towards Diamond Lake, east of there, and check it out. It's beautiful up there. Not a lot to do up there besides hiking, fly fishing, things like that, but it's gorgeous up there if you're just looking for a great getaway. And they've turned the what used to be the bunkhouse for the firefighters used to stay up there in the summer. They had all the firefighters stay up there. It's right on Forest, and they've turned that bunkhouse into a huge restaurant. And from what I've seen of their menu, they have a really gorgeous menu. So they've got dedicated chefs up there and everything. So check it out if you're ever in that area and you're looking for someplace to go, get away, quiet and cozy. It's a wonderful place to go. Let's see. Tipsy. Question from Watcher says, I work from home and I decided to try talking to my cousin. Let me pick up this question. I get my mouse to work. Maybe my battery's getting low on my mouse. There it goes. Okay, you work from home. You decided to try to talk your boss into allowing you to travel the world working remotely after COVID. Gosh, that sounds like fun, Watcher. I hope you can do that. Do you know where you're wanting to go? Let's see. Watch be able to. Well, this Hierophant today wants to show up a lot and spirit on your side. It looks like they're telling you to hold on to what you've got, probably save up your money so that you can make this plan happen. You're going to have to move to higher ground when you bring this up with your boss. There may be a little bit of conflict and infighting with him, but the final outcome is victory. He's going to go for it. I think you need to go with the game plan. This is where I'm wanting to go, why I'm wanting to go there, blah, blah, blah. You're picking up those expenses. You'll make sure that you have internet connection, all you need to do to keep your work going and flowing. May take some convincing. Get your game plan laid out, organized, how you're going to do it, your itinerary, your tentative itinerary, where you want to go, where you're wanting to stay, verify that you have good access to internet, etc., so that when you go in there and just pitch this idea and say, hey, this is what I'm wanting to do, this is the game plan, you've got a whole package to put together. And might take a little talking, a little convincing, a little negotiating, but victory, I think you will be able to do it. So, yeah, just go in with a full-fledged game plan. Organize. I mean, if you work from home, you're already an organized person. So, just do your homework. I didn't put the itinerary ideas into writing, showing them that you've done your homework. You've made sure that you have access, connections, that you'll be able to put in, work and cover that and still enjoy your trip too. So yeah, I think it can be done. I think it may take a little bit of talking, but I think they'll sway your way. So yeah, the time difference could be, but if you're going on the other side of the world where you're in a 9 or 10 hour, that may be advantageous to you because you get to do your sightseeing during the U.S. off time and leave room for yourself to work in the evenings because you're at the time difference. It's actually probably would make it even more feasible to be 9 or 10 hours difference because you can do half days of touring and still dedicate time for work in U.S. business hours. So I could very well work out. And it's hard to do when you're, but your body's still tuned to U.S. time. So you've got that on your side. It's going to make traveling tiring and touring tiring. But if you got the will, yeah, I think you could do it. I want to go with you. Wish I could afford to travel like that. Can you sleep when you want to? If you do like me, you sleep while you're traveling. You sleep on the bus, you sleep on the planes. Cruise. I want to go on a cruise to Alaska. See, you've got another. Lisa's going to go with you too. Lisa and I'll join you. Donations are needed to our Vino account so we can afford this trip. Right, Lisa? Go fund us. And let me unpost that question so that it's not on a constant. I didn't know you were in California, Deb. Where in California are you? North, south? I'm in California too, Deb. What would be a good vacation island for me? I am the wrong person to ask for vacation advice when it comes to islands because I'm a natural redhead. This girl doesn't do islands. I'd be going to Alaska, one of the islands in Alaska. Um, yeah, my idea of a vacation on an island is first day I'm there, I'd be so sunburned I wouldn't enjoy the rest of my time. Not a sun goddess. So anybody in the group that has any good ideas for island vacations for heart and soul connected, throw them out there. Because I wouldn't even begin to know. I'm not a fan of Hawaii personally because it's so touristy. I think personally I'd go to like Cayman Islands or something like that, Bahamas, get some culture, some good food. Ireland, that's a good island. You could also go to Scotland, which is also an island near Ireland. You could hit them both. They're only 13 miles apart. The Canadian islands in BC, there's some island hopper cruises and stuff like that. You can see some of the indigenous tribes, and they're supposed to be absolutely fantastic trips through the Vancouver Islands and island hopping through there. And it's extremely affordable, and you can leave right out of Seattle, which is major airports. So if you're flying from one coast to the other, Seattle to the port's a really easy trip. Then think about those islands. My cousin lives in Maui. Yeah, my aunt has her brother-in-law that owns property in Hawaii, and she takes somebody in the family every year. He owns condos up there, so they all stay in the condos. And all you have to do is pay for your flight, and the rest of it's free. And he picks up the tab for all the food and the attorneys, and I think he's an engineer or something. Let's see what Kathleen just said. Oh, good. It's not COVID. That's good to hear, Kathleen. So just a virus. Thank God. We're still going to send her lots of love and light so that she gets better. Certainly don't want her to have COVID. Great news. So glad to hear that. Do we have any more questions? Or did I miss any questions? If I missed somebody's questions, you can repost it, please. Everybody can send prayers for my daughter who tripped over her son yesterday, her 4-year-old, broke her toe, her big toe, on her right foot. She sent me a picture of it. It's like 3 times the size of a normal big toe, and it's black and blue. And you can see the blue underneath the nail polish on her toe that she hadn't taken off yet. And her husband, who is now in law school and only is focusing on school, didn't even offer to take her to the hospital. So she's infuriatingly mad. She left the house without him or the children and took herself to the emergency room and texted him when she got there. Oh, I'm at the ER, by the way, if you're wondering what happened to me. So she was furious when she called me. And hopefully they can do something. I don't know if they can set a big toe, but it did not look good at all. I told you you're going to be up your feet for a few days. She has 4 children and no help. So she told him if my mom lived there, I'd have been over at my mom's house and I'd left you and the kids all at home. She had a really bad day yesterday. Oh. How are you doing today, Sharon? Did you notice I didn't send everybody to your island, Sharon? Just to all the islands in that area. I'm a big fan of Canada. I don't know if anybody else follows Irish Grandma, that she has been working with Denise and Siegel, and she was on yesterday with Debbie talking about all the stuff going on in Texas. I just love her. She does the most fantastic doctoral book reviews I've ever seen in my life. I'm really glad I read the same reading list that she does, and I keep on telling her, hey, email me the next book so I can get through it before you review it, because I like to have read the book rather than just get the book review side of it. But fantastic work she's doing, and what a great platform. And I think she's got a whole group of us that would just love to get into a forum discussion on Texas abortion laws. We all need to find a way to protest this and get our voices heard, because I certainly don't want to see us retreat back to the 1950s and be subservient housewives. Don't see that happening in our society. Yeah, what's up with that, Sharon? Yeah, exactly. And Sharon, you need to reach out to Nine's Corner and Andrea. They did a Canadian Day yesterday. And I thought, you need to get in on that. All the Canadian readers need to get on that. They had so much fun. They did a big salute and read on Canada yesterday. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It was really good. I enjoyed it. Yeah, Kathleen, you and I can't remember who it was. I think it was Heart and Soul that put a throw out there to Irish Grandma that you guys wanted to join her in a forum, and I'm like, me too. Yeah, we could do it on through Zoom and record it through Zoom with a whole bunch of us. It would be so fun, wouldn't it? None of us have an opinion about this. Oh, if you haven't read Mary Trump's book, it is absolutely fantastic. I actually got that. I heard her mention it. Just it slipped out when she was talking with Denise. Probably about 2 weeks before she did the review, it slipped out because she usually doesn't tell what book she's reading next. But I already had it pre-ordered, and it was in my Kindle. And as soon as it hit my Kindle, I had it. It was read. Boom. It was a really good book. Very different than the first book. Highly, highly recommend it. Great history lesson on our awful government in regards to how we've treated indigenous people and Black people, and how we gave them rights and taketh away, because that never happens in the U.S. Very, very well written, though. Very good book. Highly recommended. If you haven't read it, I'd put that on the top of the list. And the other one that she did recently was Compromise. Oh, that was a good book. I still have like 4 chapters left to read of it. But yeah, I couldn't get through that one fast enough to catch up with her. And it's funny because I bought 2 other books that she has reviewed and had finished those, and I was in the middle of Compromise when she started doing the review on Compromise. So I have the right list. I'm just not fast enough. Yeah, Ellen does fantastic work. Very, very good work. Hi, Gail. Welcome. Do you have a question today? We're doing personal readings, political readings, whatever you want to. Anybody that has a question. Yeah, in the book, Mary Trump didn't go deep into the indigenous people. She mostly spoke about the Black population, but she doesn't let it go either. She continually brings up the history of how we came into this country. We not only, our 2 biggest sins that the United States has is how we treated the indigenous people. Then we brought slaves in and how we treated the slaves. And because of the divisms and all that with politics right now, I think that's why she probably did more focus on the Black lives, and the history of the Blacks through the Civil War and all that. Very, very well written. A lot of stuff that they're not teaching in schools. Things that need to be taught in schools. We need to stop that racism. It's just ridiculous. And, I don't understand racism. What was the question, Smiling Heart? Because I don't know if I can scroll up that far. I will try. Because it drops out after so long. 4. Yeah, I'm cutting off at 31. Yes, Smiling Heart, would you retype your question? He asked my husband what he thought about the Texas law, and he did not want to discuss it at all. I asked him if he thought it was possible if we passed some laws on castration and maybe vasectomies. That way we don't have this this problem with women getting pregnant. Unfortunately, it won't stop the rapes and stuff, but it will stop the unwanted babies. There we go. Thought I have it there. Okay. My guys are saying Brad's not abusive. I think he's not. Maybe not. I think he's probably trying to exercise more visitation than she's willing to give up. Let's see what the cards have to say. Let's ask if Angela Jolie takes this to the courts, will she win control over the children, blocking Brad's ability to spend time with his children? My guy said no. Let's see what the cards say. My guides say no. The cards are saying no. The first card I get for Angela is she's causing all the fighting. This is her battle. This is her BS battle. But she's planning on moving forward with this suit, trying to get control and block him. In the center of the reading, I'm getting the courts. The truth's going to come out in the courts. She doesn't have enough evidence. I'm hearing she doesn't have true grounds to block him from having the relationship with his children. And the next two cards is get two kings for him. I'm reading that as very positive. I think they're going to rule his way. The courts are going to rule his way. He financially supports his children. He wants to be part of their lives. And the courts are going to allow him that visitation. So I think it's just her manipulation she just wants full control. And I don't think she has actual grounds. My guides are saying she doesn't have grounds. She's just making up a story. And, I think if there was going to be abuse, there would have been abuse in her relationship with him before they started adopting children. It would have trickled through across. And I have this feeling that none of that happened. So no, I see it. It's just that she's manipulating, that he isn't abusive. And I think the courts are going to rule for him. I've got a card flip backwards here. He's going to celebrate. I think when the courts rule on Brad's side, I don't think the courts of public opinion are going to sway towards he's an abusive person. I mean, as far as I know, and I'm not a big star follower. I don't follow that kind of stuff. I don't think they have an abusive relationship, so I don't see that, there's a lot of grounds for it. I think if anything, maybe the abuse that she could probably legitimately call him on is there are times when he's not available to just come out and see the kids because he's working. But, in that industry, if you're out of country and on a shoot, you got to work your family around those schedules. But she has the same life too, although I don't think she's doing a lot of acting right now. Hi, Charlie's Angels Tarot. I'm doing really good right now. I had a bad day yesterday, but slept through it and seemed to be really good today. Yeah, I hate women that use the victim cards. I'm sorry. They just, even if you're a victim, you don't use that as a tool. It just weakens us as people. Be like breaking down in tears every time you want your way. It just doesn't fly with me. I don't like manipulators. I really have a problem with manipulators. And it's just like Trump. Throw the spaghetti on the wall, see what sticks. I mean, it's funny. Herc asked me a question this week. What am I doing? And I was watching the interview of who was it? Something like Capitol Police officer. I can't think of his name. I was the shooter, the one that shot the girl that went through the window. And it was really upsetting me. And I'm a big picture person. Everything I've done in my career, everything I do, I'm into cause and effects. If I do this, how's it going to affect everybody? How's it going to affect down here? I don't want to know just the next cause, but what's the big impact? And I look at Donald Trump and he dumbfounds me because back at the beginning of the year, before elections were even near, he started throwing on the wall, the Dems are going to cheat. It's not going to be a fair election. I'm going to lose because they cheated. If I lose, it's because they cheated. He threw it out there on the wall. And then, of course, he repeats it several times. That way he gets his next favorite line of, people are talking about it. Yeah, people are talking about it because they're all going, hasn't Donald crazies out there saying this shit? And the elections aren't even here yet. Excuse my French. But he always does that. He throws his game out there early to see what sticks, see how people are reacting. And if he doesn't get a lot of negative recourse and crap back on it, he runs with it. He puts it into action. He makes it work. And then he goes out and he hires DeJoy to destroy the post office and then he moves forward. And I mean, the ballots weren't even counting. He's announcing himself the winner and suggesting if anything changes, it's because they cheated. There was no way that he could have been lost, even though we all watched the counts and saw that the only tallies that were in were the machines and that all the Dems had mailed their ballots or put them in drop boxes, and they hadn't even counted them yet because they're always the last to be counted. So yeah, the man wears his game plan about 6 months to a year ahead in advance, and he tells it publicly if people really watch him. That's one of the reasons why I love Lena Rodriguez. It's the sociology, how things are impacting society rather than just one person. That's the part of the big picture I like to look at. Just like we see this this abortion law in Texas, this unfolds, just the way they wrote that has a potential to cause I can see the Salem witch trials, everybody calling to get the $10,000 lawsuit running and the money from the state and starting this witch hunt. And next thing you know, you're going to have to prove that you weren't pregnant, that you didn't abort a child. And how invasive is that going to become? And part of the law, if you talk to your therapist about it by law, they have to turn you in. There's HIPAA laws in place to protect your privacy with your doctor. So how does that work? How is he overriding medical law? I'm not getting it. So yeah, it should be interesting to see how all that unfolds and the lawsuits that come from that. Ted Cruz in Scientology. What is it? Yeah, a Scientology group. That's a cult. That's, yeah, this has jumped off his rocker a few times publicly on those notes. Don't see a lot of John Travolta standing up for Scientology publicly so much as Cruz. In fact, that sort of turned me off from watching his movies after seeing some of the weird interviews that he'd done with was it Oprah Winfrey years ago when he jumped up on the seat and made a fool of himself. I'm like, what the heck? What's this guy's problem? Your question, what about John Travolta? He is into the religious group of Scientology, but you don't see him publicly speaking out for that religious group. He's not standing on their platform selling it like some other stars do, like Tom Cruise does. What does Anne Frank say about Texas boundaries? Who's Anne Frank? The only Anne Frank I can think of is the one that wrote the book. Is she a politician? Is there a Anne Frank that's a politician? Because I don't understand the question. All I can see is Anne Frank's diary from World War II. And I know that's not what you're talking about. I can throw cards on it. I just don't know who Anne Frank is. What is the future of Scientology? I have this feeling it's going to stick around for a while despite us. Let's see. Let's read on the Scientology first. I'm not seeing good things with Scientology. I get the Fool. There's a lot of heartbreak within the church. They need to be looking at things at a little bit new perspective than they're doing. There may be some legal issues coming up with them. Things are moving fast, or maybe just things are going down fast for them. But then I get the Knight of Pentacles. I think that's one of their major goals is the money. They do a lot of sales, a lot of the requirements to a member of the church are to rake in the money. which gets a lot of their non-famous um, followers in some deep doo-doo if they're not meeting their quotas and stuff from what I've seen on documentaries on that group. I don't know. I don't. I think they're going to be around for a while. I don't see it breaking up soon. They've got a huge financial backing and a very high celebrity base of believers in that church. So it's hard to say. It's one of the ones that they showed up at my door. I just slammed the door on them. So them and the Jehovah's Witnesses, they just don't want to get involved. I'll offer them some of my literature that other churches have left at my door. But no, not real wild about that. You know, I heard something about that, Charlie's Angel, that Anne Frank has reincarnated. I think I watched it on a show where they were following the person that had reincarnated. It wasn't that long ago. It was in the last few months. Yes. Teresa, I do think you're correct. I do see some changes in tax law in regards to nonprofit churches. I do see some tax law changes on churches because of all the political involvement that they have. I think they will start taxing churches. They will base it on the amount of revenue that churches are coming in. The smaller little hometown churches are going to be a lot less taxed. I don't think they'll be tax-free, but they'll be less taxed. And then, of course, those big $1 million, $1 billion, everybody's sending them a check every day. Evangelical groups and the big giant church, the organizations that are doing services on TV and they're nationally known, those churches are going to end up taxed big time. There's no reason why those churches shouldn't be when the ministries are living in mansions and flying private jets and, they're living way above the means of a minister. Yeah. So yeah, I do see some of those laws changing. I do not see our government supporting tax-free ministry services, especially the national ministries that are big money makers. Of course, I'd like to see church and state separate back out because there's no reason why the church should be involved with our politics. And that needs to be severed. That needs to be nipped in the bud. It's in our Constitution. There's a separation of church and state, and they need to separate. You don't hear Biden ministering the Catholic Church from the podium. We respect him for his religious beliefs, but he's not up there being a minister as president. And that's the way it should be. He should be president as president, and he can have his beliefs in private where they belong. Charlie's Angel, the government is forcing people to get injected. And this is related to the war. Second World War. I'm not understanding. We want everybody injected with vaccines here in the United States because we've got whole populations that are anti-vaxxers that are all extremely sick with COVID-D now because they refuse to vaccinate. I'm going to read on Anne Frank and how does she feel about Texas boundaries. I don't know what it is. I can do a blind reading though. In God we trust is arming. We all say God bless America, and God we trust is on our money. I don't think we're going to make our money disappear just to take those words off. It's just part of I mean, there's radical and there's radical. Yes, we sing God Bless America in school, or at least we did when I was a kid. I don't even know if they say the Pledge of Allegiance anymore. I think it varies from area to area. We're one nation under God. Nobody said who the God is. You know, um, my God and your God may be different gods. I don't know. But who am I to say? I'm not telling you to believe in what I believe in, or you can't believe it all. Like my evangelical family, if I don't go to their church and don't believe in what they believe, I'm going to hell. It's an interesting concept. I don't buy it. So let's see. So Texas boundaries and Anne Frank, and I take it this is a person, not Anne Frank's World War II. So I don't think she'd really have anything to do with Texas boundaries. So Anne Frank and her thought on Texas boundaries. Really not even understanding the question, to tell you the truth. Is there an issue with borders, boundaries of Texas? Hmm. First of all, I'm getting temperance, patience, and the Two of Swords. There's some decisions. Um, Looking at it blindly, they need to weigh what direction. But I'm getting the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So I'm not sure what's going on with these boundaries, but I'm not even sure how these aces are playing. There's some truths in the issue. Um, the Ace of Wands is Earth, it's movement. So there's forward movement and truth on these boundaries. Um, Maybe it's in regards to some of the political actions that are going on in Texas. People are feeling bound up, but they can make change because, with this Nine of Wands, yeah, she's bound up and tied, but all the ropes are loose. She could just shake them off and walk away. So, and I think that may be the representative of the people of Texas right now. If it's in regards to voting rights and things like that and some of the law changes, I think everybody's going to come out and vote and get Abbott out of office, change a lot of those seats, change their senators. Although I think as many readers are reading that Texas isn't going to turn blue overnight, but I think Texas is going to veer blue in their voting. They need to clean house. They may replace a few of the Republicans with other Republicans that are not so Trump radical. So I hope that helps answer your question. I'm a little confused at the question, so if it's not clear, it's probably because I don't understand the question exactly. Charlie's Angel says, go to Facebook. There's a whole lot on the statement of government 197 degrees in 1980 to club together, get power. Oh, yeah, there's been a big shift in this. evangelical movement and trying to get these draconian laws in place, and I'm aware of those. Is that what the boundaries are that you're talking about? Yeah, yeah, they would love us to be slaves. I like that you're so up on American politics, because uh, Shar is from the Netherlands, and they probably just think we're absolutely crazy in the United States. I'm pretty sure they do. Um, even us Americans think our government's crazy right now. Um, yeah, it's honestly, as much plans as the Republicans have for turning this into a draconian nation, I think there's too many Democrats, and about 75% of us are Democrats, and we are not going to let that happen. We will come out in droves, and I will bet you a dime and a dollar that we are going to have the biggest midterm elections ever happen in the United States come this November 2022. Our midterm elections are usually not heavily voted. It's one of the smaller, not very many people vote for their local governments, and they don't do midterms very much. We are so aware of our politics right now and how sideways things are going. In fact, we need to be watching at our local politics even more than we need to be looking at our federal, because they're trying to infiltrate our voting jobs, and fill it up with Republicans that will overturn things. They're trying to get our board of supervisors, our teachers boards, all these smaller political offices, all Republican at the home level, and build up towards the bigger governments, the state governments, and then into the federal governments. And once they get control of our educations, our local finances, it makes it much easier for them to graduate into the larger positions at the state level and then into the federal government. So we need to be doing our homework. We need to be out there voting. We need to see who we're putting in office, who we're putting in charge of our schools, who we're putting in charge of our local governments, and stay aware, because if we're wanting to let our country tailspin into some draconian nation and slip women back into the 1950s and put us in high heels and dresses that cut in the waist and aprons and keep us barefoot and pregnant, I just can't see that happening. I think part of the problem is women are gaining power in business. A lot of us made more money than our husbands for the first time in ever. And this scares the living heck out of them, that we are getting too powerful. We're moving into governmental positions. I mean, come on, look at the number of women in Congress now. Record numbers. That's got to be hurting a lot of male egos. They need to realize that women govern very different than men. Women child rear different than men. We think of the people rather than ourselves. We tend to be a lot less narcissistic. Not saying that women can't be narcissistic, but we look at a whole more often than we look at ourselves. I mean, we're brought up in this world to be a mother, we get educated, we have children, we have families, we get married, we're running a household, then we go take a job, and we didn't give up any of this other stuff. That didn't go away. We didn't hire everything done. No, we may have daycare, but then we come home and we do all the laundry, we cook the dinner, we get the baths done, the kids to bed, and then maybe at midnight we can sit down and put our feet up and take a breath before we fall asleep on the couch with TV on. I don't know how we do it, really. But is expected of us. And every once in a while, we'll find a good husband out there that will actually pitch in and help with the laundry, the housekeeping, the dishes. I haven't met him yet, but I'm sure there's one or two out there. Do we have any more questions? I stand on my soapbox and get myself in trouble with our male viewers. I know I'm going to get a back of cheerleaders going, yeah, that's what we do. Wayne, I love you. I know you're the ultimate husband, though, if you're still in the room. I have this feeling he's one of the men that would be there helping with everything. Oh, heck, I even think if there are women that would go out there and fight a war right alongside the men. It's the men that can't control themselves that makes it dangerous for women to be out on the field. I don't know a woman one. I mean, I shoot, I skeet shoot and everything else. I'm a damn good shot. I'll hit the skeet every time. It's because us women know that we make every shot counts. We only have one shot. Gotta make it count. Yeah, Wayne, I love you. I think you're super husband. You need to come over and teach my husband a little bit. He's a good man, but he could use some work. I always tell him that when the ink was drying on the marriage certificate after he was single for 52 years, how did he forget how to rinse a dish? How hard is that? Totally slips his mind. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Wayne's. What can I say? He's a nice guy. And you know he is because his wife's always saying, hey, girls, he's mine. Oh, yeah, they're gorgeous men out there. But just because they look good doesn't mean they're right. Domestic Alzheimer's. I think my husband will be much better after he has his back surgery and isn't in constant nonstop pain. Because that's when it all started. He became really helpless when his back started hurting. He should try childbirth. That's even harder. Yes, it is inside that counts. My husband has this, it is a sweetheart, and he's got an absolutely fantastic sense of humor. And I put the list out in fruition 20 years before I met him, and he actually checked all the boxes. So, I mean, who can get a 52-year-old man that's never been married and has no biological children out of wedlock? Not ever happening. I found one. The one unmarried man on the face of the earth. He's a good man, though. He is really a good man. He's just grumpy because of his back hurts. And he takes it out on me because his back hurts. It's his excuse, too. And he's forgot how to cook, too. And I don't mind cooking, but anybody that knows me well knows I have digestive problems, and I'm a forced vegetarian for over 5 years now. And I like vegetables, and I do vegetarian diet really well, but I really resent cooking all the carnivorous foods I like and I love, and I cannot eat them because I cannot digest meat. So he doesn't understand why I get a little bit resentful sometimes. And I always make things I can eat around it, so I can eat I make a roast. I make tons of vegetables, and at least I get the flavor of the roast from the vegetables, but I just can't eat the roast. So it makes it a little difficult, but I do things like roasts and tri-tips and hams. see the trend here? Large quantity of meat, so I only have to cook once. I can cut it up and make other meals out of it. Works great. That way I don't have to cook from scratch every night. And we don't eat out a lot, so yeah. I don't eat processed foods and stuff like that. It's strictly fresh. So yeah, it gets interesting. Uh, do we have any more questions? If either money. Yeah, my husband's pretty lucky. We're both handicapped, though. I have multiple sclerosis, so when he takes a fall, I can't lift him up. This is that conversation I had with his doctor. He's got to fix his back because he needs to take care of me. I'm selfish. Yeah, my husband's getting that bear belly instead of beer belly. He's getting a bear belly. Um, he's only gained 10 pounds, but he's gone up 4 pound sizes just from not being active. My husband he's a retired plumber, so he was always on the run nonstop, very physically, anybody's ever seen a plumber, they don't just sit around. Very physically active. Even when he wasn't on a job, he's always doing something around the house. In his shop, he has a wood shop too, which is how he constantly is trying to do things he probably shouldn't be doing out there and not asking for help. I get out there and work with wood with him. I like doing that stuff too. But yeah, he's not one of those guys that sit around on the couch watching TV. Now he might spend 3 or 4 days in bed, though. Drives me crazy. My back hurts. And I said, well, get up, move around then. Because you'll feel better than you do just laying in bed. It's a constant battle. It's been going on for 3 years, so we're waiting for approval on the surgery now, though. So pray that things go well. Okay. Well, if we don't have any more questions, I can pull some oracle cards really quick. Just to finish the day off and pull a couple cards for the group. Let's see, what cards do I have? Let's try this ring of cards. I have this new deck. I can't remember what it's called. These are short, little, sweet ones. Little affirmation type oracle cards. I'll try these ones out today. Let's start with one for the group. It says, oneness is my true nature. And if you'd like, I'll just go through the list and pull cards for everybody. Roll up here some. I will start with Kathleen Lightworker and see what we got. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. I'm sorry, these are very pastel, so they're going to be hard to catch. That was for Kathleen. And the next I have on my list is Deb Z. I find a deeper meaning and personal growth amidst discomfort. That's different. I like the phases of the moon on the card. I can't find the box of the cards, so I don't know what they're called anymore. And then after Deb Z, I've got Gail K. The moment I realign with love, clear direction is present to me. That one's neat. Like sort of the heart there. And then the next person, Charlie Angel Tarot Shar. I surrender to the power greater than me. That's a good card. And after Shar, I've got Wayne. Hey, Wayne, where's Suzanne today? Is she feeling okay? I hope so. For Wayne, true healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. Maybe I pulled that one for my husband, huh? Wayne, are you channeling my husband? And for Lisa, when I lean on my faith, when I lean on faith of the universe, peace becomes real. Wow, that's a great one, Lisa. It's hard to see. It's got two owls under the moon. That's a neat card. Is there anybody else that would like a card that's in the room still? Oh, a card for Suzanne, always. I hope she's doing well, Wayne. I honor how I want to feel. I think she does that every day. Beautiful. Send my love to her. Good to hear. I know she's gone back to work, and that can be taxing. I think she's working part-time now, right, Wayne? She decided not to go back full-time. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to wrap this up for today. Thank you all for joining me and supporting me and all your questions. Having fun. I'm going to try to get a video or two, record it from some of my writings this week. Hopefully I can get myself organized and focus on doing more writing. Please, any question you have, please messenger me. Send me an email. A lot of you are on my messenger. Send me an email to Godlight Tarot333 at Gmail. If you want personal readings, I'm doing personal readings now. My calendar is really open this month for the next month. I'm only charging $50 for personal readings. I'm not limiting them to a half hour, so however long it takes, I will set them up on Zoom. If we do a Zoom meeting and you want me to record it, remind me to hit the record button. The last one I did, I forgot to record, and it was a spectacular reading, and some really neat things happened during the reading that I wish we would have gone on camera. It was after we were done that I realized I forgot to record it, so I'll try to set it up to auto record for people. But if you're interested in a personal reading, if you don't resonate with me, Sharon and Lisa do personal readings. Debbie, I get readings from Debbie. Of course, Sharon and Lisa read for me too. All good readers. Debbie, Denise. Denise does absolutely fantastic astrology. If you're wanting your charts done, you can check her website out. She's been doing astrology for 30 years. She's extremely well educated in astrology. So highly recommend that. Debbie, I've had several readings from Debbie. Spot on. I mean, she even told me about each individual grandchild, and she didn't even know my grandchildren. Hit every personality on the head. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, anyways, thank you all for coming. Share, we need to get together and talk. If you want to send me a Zoom meeting, just set it up, and whatever time you set up, we'll meet and talk. Looks like JJ is coming on. I just got a notification of her show. She does the guided meditations. If you haven't seen JJ, go to Tanta Speaks on YouTube. Her meditations are absolutely fabulous. Those of you that normally go to JJ's channel, she's on now, so I'll see you over there. I'll be doing my wind down meditation. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week at 1:30. Sundays at 1:30 is going to be my forever time split. I'm going to be in contact with several workers to do some more collaborations, and hopefully we can get some set up. And I will see you guys on the flip side. Please send me questions. Put questions in the chat if you want. And after the show, I'll go through and get moderators set up. Pretty interesting. The short time I've done it, I've got my first troll. So you guys all have a great Sunday, and send love and light and healing to everybody out there with COVID. And even if they're not on our political side, we certainly don't want anybody have loss of life from it. But third vaccinations are coming up. So if you're eligible 8 months out past your last vaccination, I encourage everybody to check your vaccination card, see when you got it, and get yourself calendared, knowing when you're eligible for that next vaccination. Wear your masks, be safe, travel safe, and I love you all, and we will talk next week. Bye. I can get to my stupid mouse. It's still not